Okay, y'all. I'll show you how I make my kimchi jjigae. So I started by, this is my Spam. I just crisped it up and I get it real crisp. You can see these pieces, they're pretty dark. And that's because I'm going to put them in soup so they're going to get soft. So I want them really crispy so they're not soggy. And then I got my little pot that I got from the Asian market. Put it on the heat. Get it heating up. A little bit of sesame oil. And I'll start with the mushrooms. I just diced up 2 mushrooms. Just 2. More than enough. Pop it in there. I've got it on medium. And while that's going, I'm going to take my kimchi. This is the brand of kimchi I get. Stop looking at my face. Focus on the kimchi. There we go. That's the brand I get. Right now this is not sour because I just didn't have enough sour left over. So this is fresh. I mean, it's a couple weeks old, so it's a little sour. But it's not as sour as I usually like it. So I start, that's not enough. I take like that much. It looks like less on the camera. It's like between 1/4 and 1/2 cup. Maybe like 1/3 of a cup, I'm not sure. I like to slice mine real tiny because it's easier for me to eat. Stir these so they don't burn. Scrape that to the side. And then I have this ponytail radish kimchi. It's kind of old, but it's really sour. It's like at least 6 or 7 months old. So I'm going to take just one, I have it cut in half, so I'm just going to take a half. Oh my gosh, it's so slippery. I'm going to take a half of it and dice it up. I'm cutting it into sticks first. And then I'll just cut across. It's super soft, but it still has like a little bit of firmness. It probably wouldn't crunch, but it's still pretty firm. So that's how small I dice it up. Pretty small. I can put the lid back on these. Put them back in the fridge. Smells so good. The mushrooms are getting nice and browned, so I'm going to throw in some mirin. It just deglazes it. There's a little drop left. This is pretty sweet. And then next, I have my onions. I prep these in advance and then I freeze them in these jars, and I just remembered I still have a bag of onions to use. I bought chopped onions the last time instead of doing it myself. So, gotta use these up. Let those onions cook a little bit. Let's steal a piece of Spam. This is how crispy that Spam is. Next, I need to prepare the broth. So I just have a cup of filtered water. I like this, the Kimchi chicken bouillon. I actually just bought a huge jar of it. Huge jar. I do like 1.5 scoops, which I think this scoop is like a tablespoon. I don't know. I specifically use the Kimchi when I'm making Asian food because I think it has a different flavor profile. Like it has different spices in it, in my opinion. I don't know if it really does. Could just be my brain playing tricks on me. And it also doesn't have the turmeric in it that makes it look all yellow. It's just like slightly yellow. I don't really care about that, but just in case you're wondering why it's a different color. It smells so good. Okay, now time to put the green onions in. And the kimchi. It needs a splash of water. It's starting to burn. This is what it looks like so far, by the way. Just the veggies. Oh, the Spam I set to the side. It's not in the pot yet, by the way. Yes, darling. Alright, next for the broth. I have dashi. I got this hondashi. And I have these little spoons, so I just take out a little bit. I can't even show you. Like 1/4 of a teaspoon. Because I want it to be a chicken broth, but I like the little bit of fish flavor. And then I'm going to throw some white pepper, not black pepper, white pepper in it. And then for my sweet, I'm going to do plum extract. So when you're cooking, sweet and salty are like opposites, or sweet and sour. So sweet cancels out sour a little bit. So the sweet is for the sourness of the kimchi. And then got the 3 crabs fish sauce. Just a splash. Specifically this one, I've tried multiple different ones. They all taste way different. And the one that you get at the grocery store, I think it's the, not the Lee Kum Kee, but the other brand that's like really Far East. That one's bad. Same with the rice vinegar. It's bad. Alright, and I do throw a little bit of Maggi in there. Just a splash. And instead of salt, I use shoyu, soy sauce, etc. And then I have shiitake mushroom seasoning. This one specifically has like yellow mustard seed and red pepper flakes and black pepper, thyme. But there's all kinds of different ones. Any kind of porcini mushroom, I like that. I even have a mushroom broth that I'm going to try soon. So I'm just going to toss this in. Yes, Nanny. Alright, it's time for my squeezies. So I have light sweet miso. I really like miso. I can't describe the flavor. It just adds body. Okay, I've got ginger. Squeezed ginger. And you can go too heavy on this, so I only put a little bit in. Last time I made this, I put a little bit too much in, and that's all I could taste. And then garlic. My washing machine's done. Okay, and then the most important part, which you can buy these separate, but it's just easier for me to buy it together. It's samjang, which is a mixture of doenjang and gochugaru. So samjang is just like a spicy chili soy fermented paste. It's like sweet and spicy. Because the doenjang is pretty sweet. Now normally I would put in gochugaru, gochujang, stuff like that, but my tummy doctor says I need to chill it on the spicy food, so I'm just making this like mild to medium rather than the spicy that I would normally do. So I also have gochujang if I wanted to. I have 2 different kinds. I have this kind too. And then also my gochugaru. This is the one I have. And it's the flake style, not the powder style. And then, while this is simmering, oh, I forgot the most important part. I'm going to take a little bit of this kimchi juice. It's more of like a thick sauce now. It's kind of kimchi juice. And this is the extra sour kimchi that I took the juice from. Okay, and then while that is simmering, I will wash my rice, and on the first wash of rice, I will save some of the rice water and put that in here too. So I need my vessel. I do my first wash of rice with warm water. Cancel me if you want. I think it gets more starch off. I don't do it like hot, so it's not cooking. But the first wash is always a little bit warm. Almost exactly a cup. Oh, by the way, for people who don't work in the restaurant industry, this is a 16. It's 2 cups. It's just like a deli 16. I save them anytime I get them from a restaurant because they're handy. And they're exactly 16 ounces. So I'm going to wash my rice now. Cold water. Threw a splash of MSG in there. I'm just putting it in my Instapot. Put it on for 9 minutes on the rice function. Oh yeah, a bunch of people were asking me why I don't have an e-gen. I do. I have an e-gen. This is what I have my regular kimchi aging in, but I like to buy multiple different kinds, so I can't just buy a billion e-gens. So right now that has aging kimchi in it. That's going to be my next batch of sour kimchi. Now usually I have sour kimchi, I keep it for like 6 months. Alright, stir up this starch. Put some of this Spam in here now. I wait to add water until I add all the solids first, just in case I overdo it. Because I can always add in water, I can't really take it out very easily. And then while the rice is cooking, I just let this simmer. But I'm going to taste it, see how I'm feeling about the flavors. It's missing something. It's very salty. What is it missing? It's missing the sour. It needs more sour. Do I want to add vinegar or do... I didn't put in my splash of Chinese black vinegar. That's what it's missing. I always put black vinegar in pretty much everything. Just a splash. I've started using this in place of soy sauce in some recipes. That's what it needed. Yep. I'm gonna put in a pinch of 5 spice. Just a little pinch. Barely even a pinch. I'm going to put a little bit of garlic in it though. You guys can barely see what I'm doing. Beautiful. Delicious. I'm not drinking Ruby Red Squirt. It's my favorite soda. Yes, honey. Yeah. What? Darling. I set it to low now. And I'm going to leave this water here just in case I need to rehydrate it. I'm going to let it cook for as long as the rice is going. I'll just finish my soda. I need to show you the cutest thing ever that I got in a clearance rack at a store. So sometimes I don't finish my seaweed and I'm not in the mood to make anything else with it. I found this, it's the perfect size for the seaweed so it doesn't get, because when you leave seaweed out, like you can just leave it out on the counter, but it gets like dry and brittle and it like cracks. So it's like messier to eat. You can't really roll it as well. So I thought that was cute. Gotta use these up very soon. I think I have, what, 6 left. 6 mushrooms left. One of these packs will last me 2 weeks if they stay that good that long in the fridge. I love mushrooms, but I only make single serve meals anymore. Alright y'all, the Instapot is done making the rice. I used to be an Instapot hater when it came to rice, but I'm changed. I tried it and I love it. It's so much faster than a rice cooker. And then I'm going to show you one of my favorite utensils to use when I'm eating rice. Tiny rice paddle. I have the regular size, I have a tiny one. And I put that with my rice as I'm eating my dinner so that I can use that to put it in my seaweed and all that. Then these are the spoons I use. I have a whole little set that I bought. They match. I even have I have a soy sauce dish, but I use it as a spoon rest. So I'm going to go set this down and then I'm going to come get that. Alright. I did put some extra white pepper in there while I wasn't filming. Alright. And this little bowl pot holder, I just take the whole pot and pop it in here. Take it out with me. Alright, this is how I set up my dinner. I have my rice up there. There is my kimchi jjigae. I'm watching Dexter. I think I'm on season 6 or 7 right now. Here's my jjigae. I got seaweed. I also brought out 2 extra packs. I usually eat at least 2 packs. And of course another ruby red squirt. And here's that dish I was talking about that I use as a spoon rest. Don't look behind me. I didn't clean up the mess like I said I was gonna. Go figure. I actually made it a little bit bigger. So what I like to do is take my seaweed, a little scoop of rice, roll it up. I think they call this kimbap when it's just rice and seaweed. I think. Don't quote me on that. And then I just dip that in the broth. I also like to take just a tiny bit of rice, like that much, put it on my spoon and let it soak up a little bit of the liquid. super hot. I just burned myself. And I cannot describe the flavor to anyone who's never had it before. It's not similar to anything that I've ever had. So I can't compare it to anything to tell you what it tastes like. It's just one of those things you have to taste. It's not like hot and sour soup, because I've seen a lot of people, when I say it's like a sour pork stew, they're like, what is like hot and sour? Not really. I mean, a lot of people do put tofu in theirs. Hot and sour soup usually has tofu, and I do like hot and sour soup as well. It has that vinegar taste and that like sweet and sour kind of flavor with the umami, but it's totally its own thing. And I don't know what to compare it to. Alright, but I'm gonna eat this, and then I gotta go edit yesterday's vlog. I don't know if I'm gonna build my keyboard tonight. I might wait till tomorrow after I clean up the room a little bit and then build it on my bed once I clean off my bed. I've got my blankets in the dryer though, so that if I want to just go to bed after this I can. I'm going to take my muscle relaxer and I'm going to give Daphne her meds whenever I find her. She was annoying the hell out of me earlier and now I can't find her. We were chasing each other across the living room. Alright, I'll be back.